This segment of AM Northwest is brought to you by Family Matters.
Health and education, safety, and the quality of life. KATU and our partners are proud to bring you Family Matters, offering solutions to the hard questions.
Because KATU and Providence Health and Services know that family matters.
As kids head back to school in a virtual environment, families face new challenges with learning. Here with some help, we welcome from Swindells Resource Center at Providence, Senior Manager Hannah Lobinger. Hi, Hannah.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. So let's start by talking about some of the challenges that families have with distance learning.
Yeah, absolutely. This year and the end of last year has been a completely different thing for families to experience. And so oftentimes the change in routine and the new environment of learning can be really challenging. It's really important to talk with your kiddos about these changes and try to create balance and breaks in a schedule to support them through their day. And so in the Swindells Center at Providence, we provide family support. And one of the things we talk about often is how to create routines and schedules. And so just like you and I like to have a to-do list to check off our work day, our kids like to have a schedule. And so oftentimes it's really helpful to create what we call a visual schedule. So something that kids can see, that can sit with them where they're schooling, so they can watch their day go by and also check off the things that they've accomplished in their day.
That's so good. I love that. So you say a good place to start with this distance learning routine is to set up a sensory space. Tell me what that is.
Absolutely. And so we're really excited to have a wide variety of educational events that are coming up over the next few months. One of them coming up shortly that will talk a little bit more in detail about setting up spaces to support online learning. But a sensory space is something that is typically free of clutter, typically a place where a child can learn and focus on learning. And having tools at a kiddo's fingertips, as long as they're age appropriate, are a really wonderful way to help motivate learners. So one of the things we talk about often are fidgets. As long as they're age appropriate, it's a great way to help support a kiddo learn. So this is a fundo that I have at my desk that can help me stay motivated and focused throughout my workday. There's a lot of other fidgets that you can put in a kiddo's sensory space, like I said, as long as they're age appropriate. And there's also things that you can do to create calmness in the space, depending if it supports your kiddos. Always good to try. Diffusers with aromatherapy, a exercise ball that a kiddo can sit on and bounce, as long as that is supportive for the kiddo. There's a lot of different ways that you can help create that sensory space for kids.
So let's talk about what a routine might look like for a learning day. Like what is an example of a routine?
Yeah, absolutely. So that would be something that I would really encourage parents to talk to their teachers about, and want to support their kids with a routine in a day. The other thing that I think is really important and that a lot of our professionals talk about is talking with your kid about their routine and making sure that they're a part of developing that day, and making sure that you have balance in the day. Breaks are okay. Communicating with your teacher, with your child's teacher about the need for breaks is really important, especially with those younger learners. And so talking with them about it, creating balance in your day, and making sure that if your kiddo is done, that's okay, and that you're talking with your teacher about that, and then we'll be able to try something new the next day.
And I would imagine it's really important to ask them how they're feeling too. I think we forget that sometimes.
Absolutely. Everybody is readjusting as we're going into the school year. So when we talk about routines, again, our routines have changed again. And so having that open dialogue with your kiddos about how did it feel today? What could we try differently tomorrow? No matter how young, our kiddos can talk about their feelings. And I think it's important for all of us to share that as we move forward to the end of the year, and many of us still being remote.
Right. And Hannah, we're out of time, but we want to tell everybody there is a free webinar coming up on Thursday, September 10th, and we will have a link to the registration for that webinar on our website at KATU.com. So don't worry, everybody, we'll have that link for you. So you do have to register, and we'll have that. Thanks so much, Hannah.
Thank you.
And we will be right back with more AM Northwest after the break. Stay with us.